good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you're joining us from. Today, we're here to share with you about the global opportunities for our MBA programs, and that would include the full-time MBA program, our professional MBA program, as well as our IMBA program. But before we go further, I would like to take this moment to acknowledge that UBC's Vancouver Point Grey campus is situated on the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Musqueam people. We would also like to acknowledge that you are joining us today from many places, near and far, and acknowledge the traditional owners and caretakers of those lands. And it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce to you a very dear colleague of mine, Alina Yukhymets, who is the manager of global learning. Alina is the expert when it comes to everything on global opportunities and global connections. And today she'll be here with us to share more information that you can explore and discover here within our programs. And so, Alina, I will pass this time over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jessica. It's wonderful to be here this morning. I will share my screen so that we can get started right away. It's wonderful to be here this morning with everyone to talk a little bit about the global opportunities for MBA programs. As Jessica said, my name is Alina Yukhymets and I'm manager of global learning at the RHL. And so today, I will talk about optional global programs that are open to our MBA students in the full-time MBA, IMBA, and professional PMBA programs. So these include Global Network for Advanced Management, or GNAM as an acronym, Summer Study Abroad and Exchange, and the Yale Master of Advanced Management degree. So to start, let's talk a little bit about the Global Network for Advanced Management. Some of you may have come across GNAM as an acronym, or you may have heard about the Global Network before. So Global Network was launched 10 years ago, actually this year. It's an international partnership that is spearheaded by the Yale School of Management and is connecting leading global business schools around the world that are dedicated to integrating international experience into graduate business education. UBC Sauder is the only Canadian member of the Global Network, and we are very fortunate to be able to be in this network and offer these opportunities to our students. Global Network provides MBA students access to learning opportunities in 32 leading business schools around the world in 30 countries across the 5 continents. So I will talk about the 2 main opportunities that are available to our MBA students in the Global Network. There are other opportunities as well that come up. There are many unique lectures and seminars and competitions that happen throughout the year as well. And we avail our students of the opportunity to participate in those. But these are the 2 main 4-credit opportunities that our students can apply for throughout their programs. So one is Global Network Weeks, which is an intensive study at a partner institution in short courses that count for credit for your MBA. And the other one is Global Network Courses. Also, another acronym is SNOCS, Small Network Online Courses. So these are real-time virtual classes that run alongside the regular MBA classes. So let's dive a little deeper. Global Network Weeks. As mentioned, these are intensive 1-week courses that are usually hosted on campus of each participating school during the same week. So they happen in October, March, and June. And students in our programs have a chance to apply to one of 2 of these weeks throughout their program. Due to the way that the program calendars align across the different programs, full-time MBA students can participate in the October week. There's perfect timing for them to do that in their 2nd year. And IMBA and PMBA students can participate in March or June. So Global Network Weeks include a variety of academic, cultural, and networking activities. For instance, if you were to attend week in IE Madrid in Spain, I'm using that example because of the photo, but let's say their topic is digital transformation. It's one of the topics they've offered before. So during this week, you would participate in academic lectures, industry panels, visits to some companies in Madrid, have some cultural activities, for instance, a Madrid city tour or a flamenco dancing lesson, or maybe a visit to a soccer game, and some networking events, usually a welcome reception, some informal outings in the evenings. And you will be also placed in teams. In most cases, most schools do that. And you will work in teams throughout the week and do a final presentation at the end. So a fantastic experience for a very intense and rewarding week. For any given global network week, we usually have around 30 to 50 students in our MBA programs that take part. So it's quite a large number, actually. But even so, these opportunities are quite competitive, and as usually more students apply than there are seats available. Usually these are delivered in person. So you would apply, and then if you're accepted, you would travel to that country, to that school, and stay there for a week and take part. Of course, in the past 2 years, these have been delivered online. So the network kept the delivery of the courses, but switched to virtual delivery. And of course, we're really hoping that we will return into in-person delivery of these global network weeks in the near future, of course, depending on the global situation. So I've just listed here some examples of the topics of some of the past global network weeks, just to give you an idea of what these would look like. Usually the schools try to infuse local flavor into these custom topics to provide unique and enriching experience to the students. Next, we'll shift gears a little bit to the small network online courses or global network courses. So these courses allow students to experience a regular MBA course in another MBA program in another business school in the global network in the virtual delivery environment. Some of these will be a course from actual MBA curriculum from, let's say, Yale School of Management or Hitotsubashi ICS, and some of them will be uniquely designed for the global network. The main difference is that these are online courses and they run across the whole semester. So you would come to class as you would normally once or twice a week and take classes alongside other students. So these align with regular terms and run either from September to December or from January to April, and always delivered online. In the past few years, our students could apply to one of the 25 to 30 different topics offered each term. When the global network started offering these, we usually had between 5 and 10 each term, but of course, in the past 2 years, this number increased significantly. So students have 25 to 30 different topics to choose from, and almost every school in the network offers a course. So these are some of the sample topics again that you can see. And you will see that, again, each school tries to give an interesting and unique topic or a local flavor for the students to have an enriching and interesting experience as they come into these courses. Next, we'll talk about summer study abroad and exchange. So this is quite different, and it involves a different network of schools. These are our exchange partners, although some of the schools are also partners in the global network, as well as our exchange partners. So summer study abroad and exchange offers our students a great option for those looking for a longer-term study abroad experience. So in the PMBA and IMBA program, students can apply to our partners institutions who offer shorter-term summer study abroad, 2 to 3 weeks in length. And of course, this is great for working professionals where it's not really possible to take much longer time away from the work and family life. And in the full-time MBA, we have semester exchange. So that's very traditional university semester exchange with our business partner institutions around the world. And it's usually during the last term of the MBA, and it's 3 or 4 months in length. So for summer study abroad, I've just highlighted here examples of some of the partners that our students can apply and go to, takes programs in the summer. So they include Cologne University in Germany. So these are summer study abroad short-term programs for PMBA and IMBA. Cologne University in Germany that runs International Summer University on Leadership and Sustainability. ESSEC Business School in Paris that does a program on Global Manager in Europe. Copenhagen Business School, International Summer University, Peking University doing Business in China program, Vienna University Innovation program, and they also have a summer university program. They have two. And last on this list is WHU in Ballender that does a program on changing environment for international business in Europe. So a variety of programs and topics, as you see. This is not an extensive list. We have other programs on the list as well. And usually PMBA and IMBA students have about 10 or 12 programs to choose from and apply for. In the full-time MBA, we have, as I mentioned, semester exchange. We have 34 partner institutions around the world. International exchange is really something our MBA students really look forward to, and it's a great way to expand your horizons, add another top business school to the resume, get some immersive experience in another country, and also experience another business school and MBA program, which is attractive to our students because they will get a new network of friends and contacts and possibly create some career opportunities in that region if they're interested to explore another region as well. Last but not least, I will speak a little bit about the UBC MBA Yale Master of Advanced Management Dual Degree Program. Some of you might be interested in taking your education and learning to further after your MBA. And UBC MBA students, including full-time MBA, IMBA, and PMBA, are uniquely qualified to apply for the Master of Advanced Management degree at Yale through our partnership with Yale. MAM, Master of Advanced Management, brings together exceptional MBA graduates, so it's exclusive to MBA graduates from top business schools around the world. Most of them come from the Global Network for Advanced Management. And this is really a program for those who aspire to become global leaders for business and society. It's a 9 months program, and it occurs after your MBA. In the full-time MBA, there's an option to do it partway through your UBC MBA through the dual degree program. And students have a chance to avail themselves of a unique opportunity to participate in everything that Yale School of Management offers and also everything that Yale University offers within this unique program that gives some core courses and some elective courses to the students to take their education and interests and further career into a direction that really suits them. So it's highly customizable. With that said, that brings us to the end of my presentation, and I welcome any questions from the audience.
Thank you very much, Alina, for the very engaging and insightful presentation about the global opportunities that our students have through the various pathways. And so right now, for everyone who's joining us today, if you have any questions for Alina, we encourage you to enter them in the Q&A and Alina will be able to answer them. And Alina, we already have a few questions for you in the Q&A. And the first one is, on what basis are the applications to this program shortlisted and what are the prerequisites in case it happens offline? I believe it refers to either
the Global Network Week.
Yes.
Varun, great question. So Global Network Week, the process is the same online or offline or in person, but I'll speak to the in-person experience because my great hope is that we will switch to the in-person experience sometime in the near future. That's the hope. The applications are extremely simple. We will have a list of schools that are participating. Usually, out of the 32 schools in a global network, 18 to 20 schools participate in the Global Network Week in any given iteration. So students would apply and simply select their top 4 choices, and we would match them to their choices on a lottery method. So essentially, if you apply to a school and the number of students that applied matches the number of seats, then that's great, you're in. If not, then we will do the lottery method to select the participants. So it's a very simple participation. It's a very simple application experience. And there are no prerequisites for this. And I should also mention that there are no additional tuition fees for any of these opportunities. These are partnerships that we have developed that allow our students to participate, and we accept students in return. So there are no additional tuition fees for the students. In case where there is travel involved, of course, there is travel expenses that students will bear.
Thank you very much, Alina. We have a question from our Amarinda Sahu, who's asking about what are the learning opportunities during MBA and career prospects post-MBA for someone with 4 years of teaching experience as assistant professor in undergrad engineering education.
So this is a great question. So I will speak to the kind of the global opportunities angle of this, because it's a larger question that is, of course, our team can answer expertly as well. But in terms of the global opportunities, I think that you will find that once you get into the details, you will find something that will suit your career, that will suit your interests as well as career, that you can build and customize based on where you would like to take it. And again, as you've seen, we have so many partners, we have so many opportunities to apply for and to choose from, that there will be something there that we can sit down and talk about and see how that would work for you.
And also to add to your question, for this, we have the Business Career Center who will be there to provide you with that one-on-one to explore your career goals and where you would like to go, and to be able to then discuss your career prospects from there. Thank you. And so moving on to a question from Ali, who said, good morning. What are typical requirements / application process for the GNAM Network Week?
Thank you. So I've covered this a little bit in the previous question. So again, it's super simple. You choose the school and the topic that interests you. So usually students look at the topic, they look at the business school, they look at the country where they want to be. And so we ask students to list their top 4 choices, just in case the first one didn't work out in the lottery. And it's a very simple application process. Requirements are that you are our MBA student. As long as you are, you can apply.
Thank you very much, Alina. And the next question is from Tobias, who's asking, are the Global Network Weeks and SNOCS linked to the Global Immersive Experience, or are they different?
Tobias, that's a great question. So they are different. So these are optional opportunities available across the MBA programs, full-time MBA, IMBA, and PMBA. The Global Immersion Experience is a course that is a required course in the full-time MBA program only. And so that is a different a part of the program. And it does also include international travel, as it's a course that leads towards a 2-week immersion experience in one of the 4 countries. And so, of course, we'll have separate information for that for our full-time MBA candidates and students. But yes, entirely different. Okay. And students can do both. There is no limit on whether there is a limit, but there is no kind of requirement that if you do one, you cannot do the other. You can do a number of options.
So for our incoming students who are joining us here, the world is your oyster. Chat with Alina. The next question is from Siddharth, who is asking, does the global exchange create any schedule conflict with the internship?
That's a great question again, because this is a valid concern for students, because you want to make sure that there is no conflict with your internship, with your job search when you're away. And for all of these, we have great advising opportunities for students once they come into the program. So we advise students to talk to the Business Career Center. We advise students to talk to the MBA program advisors. And so in that sense, not to answer the question directly, no, because usually exchange begins in the fall. So from September, and internship, MBA, full-time MBA internship is from May till the end of August. There are very few programs that actually begin earlier. So there is specifically a program in Singapore and US that begins in August. Most other programs, they begin in September, and they do not create any conflict with the internship.
Okay, thank you. Now, we have a question from Yvonne, who's asking, what are the requirements to attend the Yale program after the PMBA?
So the Yale Master of Advanced Management program is, as I mentioned, open to graduates from MBA programs within the global network. So after the PMBA, if you want to, you can do it. You can apply right after the PMBA or while you're actually in the program. And let's say you're finishing in December and you wanted to apply for the following August, you can do it while in the program or a couple of years out. That's okay as well. The requirements are, it's a regular application process, very similar to what you would experience applying to UBC MBA as well, with the regular GMAT and application and video interviews, etc., and essays. And then Yale directly reviews that application and makes all the admission decisions. And of course, we support the students with recommendation letter as well.
Thank you, Alina. Now, there's one question that came in before this next one in the Q&A, and it came in the chat asking, in case we travel for the Global Week, do we need the visa beforehand for the country that we're collaborating with for the in-person experience?
Yes. So in the case of travel globally, of course, visa and travel requirements apply. And so in some cases, students, depending on their passport, they do need the visa or they don't. And so usually this is something that we also have an office at UBC called Go Global, and they support students in safety abroad information. And we also usually provide information if they need to apply for visas. Then we would point them to the links and consulates where they can obtain that information.
Thank you. Now, the next question that we have is, if students from IMBA and PMBA can afford the full-time learning away from work, can the longer summer study abroad programs be open to them?
That's a great question, and Rianne, and the answer is that it's actually quite specific full-time exchange is very specific to the full-time MBA program, so the semester exchange, because it's a separate set of schools that we're working with. And for IMBA and PMBA, it's specific to the summer in year 2 usually of their programs. Where they can apply. And some of those can be longer programs. So for instance, in the summer, we have a program at Copenhagen Business School that can be either 3 weeks or 6 weeks. There are some longer kind of 3-week options in the summer if somebody wanted a more immersive experience, but generally they're quite separated.
Okay, thank you, Alina. And then the next one is from Nikhil, who's saying, good morning. For international students, what are the chances of getting a scholarship or financial aid in the final round? And I can take this question. So for admission, what we do is we do assess for scholarships at the point of admission. So in terms of what are the chances of getting a scholarship, it all depends on the quality of your application, similar to the first and second round. Of course, if you think about funding, a lot of the funding tend to go out for the first and second round, but it doesn't mean that there isn't any funding for round 3. So if you're thinking about joining us, I would encourage you to connect with the respective program manager. So if you're thinking about full-time MBA, connect with Tina and ask her, how can I create a strong application? Because that would also influence the admission decision as well as the scholarship decision too. And so if you're wondering, how can I connect with Tina? Where do I connect with Tina? She's over in the live chat with the recruitment and admissions team. And so just go into the live chat, mention to Rebecca that you would like to connect with Tina, and she'll send you to Tina's breakout room. Okay, the next question for you, and I'm conscious that we're coming towards the end of our session now. So this would be the last question for you, Alina, from Yihao, who's asking, for students who want to apply for MBA, will that be an asset if an applicant has leading experience in their past career journey while they are applying? I guess it's for both of us, Alina. Yihao, if you're referring to admission for the MBA program, yes. Experience, professional experience is always very valuable for your application. But it's not just about your experience, it's about your reflection of those experiences, because you can list 10 different types of professional experiences too, right? But if you just tell us, oh, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, but not tell us that this is what I've learned, this is what I've learned about the job market, this is what I've learned about myself, this is what I've learned about, how to handle conflicts in a workplace, for example. If you do not have that critical reflection component, it will not create a strong application. So while you have that experience, what I would encourage you and challenge you is to go a step further and utilize your critical thinking skills to just reflect on what you have gained from those experiences and how you can contribute to the classroom, to your cohort, and to the professional world once you graduate with your MBA too. Alina, do you have anything to add?
Yes, because Jessica, that's exactly the same advice we give to the students who are applying for the Yale MAM while in their MBA or after MBA. And this is exactly the right approach. It's all about your story. It's all about how are you taking those experiences and how are you reflecting upon them and what are you seeing yourself as in the future, and where does that lead you? So that's a very good advice.
Mm-hmm. And I see we have one last question in the chat, which is the online GMAT acceptable? And the answer is yes. We do accept the online GMAT too. So thank you everyone for being here today. I hope that you've had a wonderful session connecting with Alina and also learning more